Weather Authority Alert Day continues as Debbie builds closer and closer to southwest and central Virginia, currently tracking a lot of rain down in parts of the Carolinas. There's an emergency flash flood warning taking place in North Carolina and in South Carolina. We've got tornado watches in effect, tropical storm warnings, loads of flash flood warnings, and going to continue to see these build further towards the north. As for right now, a lot of our neighborhoods are fairly quiet, but it is fairly windy out there. We're tracking some wind gusts close to 30 miles per hour in and around Martinsville and Danville, 20 miles per hour for about Roanoke, and 34 out in Blacksburg. So winds starting to pick up out there, even though Debbie is expected to weaken and become a tropical depression later tomorrow morning with winds at 35 miles per hour. We're still going to be dealing with these wind gusts close to 35, 40 miles per hour throughout the rest of our Thursday. Futurecast showing that Debbie is going to continue to track almost due north right into the Roanoke Valley. So rain totals actually adding up and becoming more impressive throughout the next couple of hours. So going to continue to see this cold front build through by about 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So about this time come tomorrow, that's when Debbie will finally start to lift off towards the north and east and transition into just a tropical wave and build off towards the north and east, bringing that flooding threat to parts of New York, Pennsylvania, even Vermont and Maine throughout the weekend. Rainfall totals for the past 3 days, anywhere from 8 to 15 inches with some heavy rain locally embedded in these areas in and around Charleston, perhaps even 20 inches of rain. We'll have to wait and see when we do reanalysis in the next couple of days to weeks after this storm finally moves out. Forecast rainfall for the next 2 to 3 days across the board. Notice the yellows, the oranges, reds, and purples highlighting both Danville and Roanoke. So as we transition into a local look at our rainfall, we're expecting anywhere from 3 to 8 inches of rain, possibly even more in these areas. Now, depending on Debbie's exact track and path, these rain totals could shift about a county, maybe 2 counties towards the west or towards the east throughout the next 24 hours. So we're going to continue to track that here as we are keeping a very close eye on today's rainfall because the flash flood risk is the highest it's been in over 4 years. The last time we saw a high risk issued by the Weather Prediction Center was May 21st of 2020. For reference, Hurricane Michael and those remnants that came through this area that flooded Lynchburg and Southside, there was no high risk for flash flooding. So just a little bit of reference there. Some safety tips if you are out driving today and you find yourself approaching a flooded roadway, please turn around, all right? Any flowing water could wipe out the roadway underneath and then your car gets wiped away. So please try not to go out there and drive on flooded roadways. Also, if you're downtown, remember last time it flooded when Michael came through here along Salem and Campbell Aves. Try to avoid some low-lying areas downtown. Also, if you're in a low-lying neighborhood, try to get your car uphill if you can, because the last thing you want to do come tomorrow if you have to get out is not be able to leave the area because your car's been flooded out. All right. Tornado risk also in effect for today, primarily east of Lynchburg and south side, but we are going to be tracking the north and east dirty side of the storm throughout the day. So going to continue to watch that threat for some pop-up isolated tornadoes from time to time. As we have a look at our Skycam network, notice the cloud deck is very, very low. This is what tropical moisture brings to the area. We're continuing to track some scattered showers across parts of south side, and we will continue to track some of this scattered rain as it builds in from time to time. Here is a look at Futurecast showing the viewing area here. 11 a.m. going to continue to track some of that heavy rain finally building into parts of the Roanoke Valley throughout the early afternoon hours. Here's a look at 5 p.m. this evening. Starting to see some of that heavy rain building into the New River Valley and the Highlands, and then it just continues through the overnight hours. Again, the tornado and flood threat really, really high for the day. As for your 7-day forecast for the Highlands, this weekend begins to clear up really nicely, as does it in the Roanoke Valley.